Hi, this is Mark from Mark My Words. I wanted to do another Star Wars Last Jedi video. Funny, I was watching a lot of other videos after I did my initial, and I was caught up with the passion that all the fans have regarding Star Wars in general, The Last Jedi, and how misplaced it was, and really just that universe. It felt like the person who did it didn't get it, and really just was telling those Star Wars fans that whatever you believe, you shouldn't. You should just let it go. And it's insulting, and it made me feel good listening to so many other reviewers talking about the movie in such passionate sense that they just ruined something that we believe. And that belief, that faith of Star Wars fans propelled it to that status it is. It's no accident Star Wars is what it is. It's because it used to be the way it used to be. It wasn't that long ago. I'm talking about maybe even just a month and a half ago that Star Wars was really back on its feet. The Force Awakens by J.J. Abrams did a really strong job in just getting Star Wars aligned with the hope that people always have for it. The excitement, that spirit that Star Wars movies have, that I didn't feel in any of the prequels. J.J. Abrams tapped into. So while some of those plot points were a little trite, borrowed from A New Hope, it was a good movie. Then Rogue One came out, which I thought was pretty good. It was, there weren't as many characters as you cared about because there's a new set of characters, but it felt right. And actually, it had a little grit to it. It's something that a lot of the movies like Phantom Menace was just a real kids movie with stupid poo-poo jokes. I mean, Rogue One was a tough movie, and I liked that direction. I mean, the Empire looked tough, they were mean, and you felt that. It was conveyed, and that Darth Vader scene in the end, my goodness, that was just amazing, right? So, building up to The Last Jedi, all this just, hey, they got their act together. This is gonna work. This is gonna be fantastic. All this is leading up to this. And they give us The Last Jedi. And Rotten Tomatoes, all these positive scores, and all these people trolling, saying the movie's bad just for sake. No. Maybe people are doing that, but there are a lot of people, genuinely like me, who really don't like the movie. Generally don't like it. I remember leaving the theater just in a daze, and I didn't want to be too quick to say I didn't like it, because some of the best things in my life took a day or two to understand because they were so mind-bending. They were so mind-altering that I heard something or saw something that was different, that made me feel something different, it took me a while to just understand what I was experiencing. But it was about a day or two after that I realized I just didn't like the movie. I really actually hated it. I mean, Luke Skywalker, the way that they just didn't use him to his capacity, and then they just got rid of him just as they could use him for the next movie or this next trilogy, which is not supposed to be about the Skywalkers, but I don't know. If it's about Star Wars, it's always in some capacity going to be about the Skywalkers in my esteem. And you got characters like Rose who get almost more screen time than Luke, and what a waste of time. Then you get Yoda coming back, and he acts like a maniac. And I like the fact that he was a bit more light and humorous. That's the Yoda that we saw in Empire Strikes Back. However, would Yoda really destroy sacred Jedi texts? Would he? I mean, that just seems so out of character. And the whole idea that he could just summon lightning and just, affect physical touch in that environment, that astral plane. I mean, that's a plot right there, plot hole right there. If he could do this, why couldn't he do this? Or could Luke do this in the future? It just opened so many questions. There was another part that dawned on me I didn't talk about in my last video, and I mentioned that I like this scene, and I do. It's the Laura Dern scene, Admiral Holdo, or I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. She basically does a suicide mission. She takes, the ship and just goes into light speed into the Star Destroyer. If I could do this over again, they should have had Carrie Fisher be in that. Use her Jedi powers to influence someone to just leave her on that ship, and she should have been the one to do that heroic ending. That would have been a very fit ending, as opposed to her not dying in space, living through that, and having to come on to episode 9 where she's going to have little to no role. So I don't know, I could talk about Star Wars for a while and my disappointment of it, and I realize it's been a month now and it's hardening that I hated it. And I saw something on Facebook that the DVD release is coming out soon, and I don't care. I really don't want to see it. I saw it again, took my daughter to see it, and you know what her takeaway was? It was long. I mean, she's 4, so any movie's a little bit long, but didn't get that opinion when I showed her Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. But this movie, long. And I asked her what she liked, and she couldn't really articulate it because there wasn't much to like about it. I mean, it was filmed really cool. I mean, there were some scenes that look really great, but there was so much confusion and so many things that just wound up confusing me. I mean, all that humor, it wasn't funny to me. It was insulting. You know? Well, I think I'm done talking about Star Wars, and I think I'm gonna try and put my energies into other sci-fi, other things that might be a little bit more rewarding. We'll see. Mark my words, hopefully the last word on The Last Jedi. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, appreciate it.